Here's a number that might shock you. The average American spends over $1,200 a year just on unexpected car repairs. And for SUV owners, that number can climb even higher fast. But here's what the dealerships and repair shops absolutely do not want you to know. There are SUVs out there right now on the market that regularly hit 200,000, 300,000, even 500,000 miles with nothing more than basic oil changes and tire rotations. We're talking machines that just refuse to quit. And today, we're counting down the 10 best of them.
I've dug through Consumer Reports data, J.D. Power reliability studies, Repair Pal scores, and real-world longevity research to bring you a list that isn't based on hype or brand loyalty. This is purely about the numbers, reliability scores, cost of ownership, mileage potential, and resale strength. And trust me, some of these picks are going to surprise you. We're counting down from number 10 all the way to number 1, the single most bulletproof SUV you can buy right now. And you absolutely want to stick around because after the top 10, I'm going to reveal 2 popular SUVs that look great on paper but could cost you thousands in repairs. SUVs you should avoid buying no matter what the deal looks like. Let's get into it. Coming in at number 10, we have the Subaru Forester. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Subaru? Really? But hear me out. The Forester consistently scores above average in owner reliability surveys, and there's a very simple reason why. Its engine. The 2.5-liter flat 4 under that hood is naturally aspirated, meaning there's no turbocharger piling extra heat and stress onto the internals. Subaru tuned this engine and its CVT transmission for durability over outright speed, and it shows. Well-maintained Foresters regularly cross 200,000 miles, and a significant number push past 250,000. Driveline problems show up less often than the segment average, which is impressive for a vehicle that comes standard with all-wheel drive. Maintenance costs track slightly below average for compact AWD SUVs, parts are reasonably priced, and the Forester earns top crash test scores that can actually help lower your insurance premiums. The one reason it sits at number 10 rather than higher is that it doesn't quite match the astronomical mileage ceilings of the vehicles ahead of it, but as a starting point, it's a genuinely solid machine. At number 9, meet the Mazda CX-5, the best-kept secret in the compact SUV world. While everyone was busy talking about Toyota and Honda, Mazda quietly built one of the most dependable SUVs in its class. The CX-5 earns high marks in reliability rankings, with few serious engine or transmission problems reported across multiple model years, especially on the naturally aspirated 2.5-liter versions. Those non-turbo models are particularly impressive, with owners commonly hitting 180,000 to 220,000 miles on routine care alone. Maintenance is straightforward. We're mostly talking fluids, brakes, and wear items, and repair costs typically land at or slightly below class average. What makes the CX-5 stand out even more is its resale value. Its premium feel and strong styling keep used demand high, so it depreciates slower than most of its direct competitors. If you want something that drives like a near-luxury SUV, holds its value, passes safety tests with flying colors, and just keeps going, the CX-5 deserves serious consideration. Number 8 is where things get interesting, because we're entering luxury territory with the Acura RDX. Yes, a luxury SUV on a reliability list, and it absolutely belongs here. Here's why. The RDX is built on a Honda platform, the same Honda engineering DNA that powers some of the most dependable vehicles on Earth runs through this Acura. The turbocharged 4-cylinder is well sorted, the automatic transmission is robust, and the available super handling all-wheel drive system adds capability without the usual reliability penalty you'd expect from a complex drivetrain. Many RDX owners keep their vehicles well past 200,000 miles with regular servicing. Now, yes, luxury brand parts and fluids cost more than what you pay at a mainstream shop, but compare the RDX to a BMW X3 or an Audi Q5, and the difference becomes very clear. Major powertrain failures are far less common in the RDX than in its German luxury rivals, and Acura SUVs depreciate at a noticeably slower rate than comparable European options. For someone who wants gets that premium driving experience without the terrifying repair bills, the Acura RDX is your answer. At number 7, we have the Honda Pilot. And if you have a family, pay very close attention here. The Pilot is one of the most reliable 3-row SUVs ever built, which is a big deal because 3-row SUVs get hammered. Road trips, school runs, sports equipment, car seats, families push these vehicles hard, and yet the Pilot just keeps going. Well-maintained Pilots routinely reach 250,000 miles, with many examples going well beyond that in both family and fleet use. The engine powering most of them is a proven Honda V6 with a long and trustworthy track record, paired with widely used automatic transmissions that any mechanic in the country can service. Maintenance costs are slightly higher than a compact SUV simply because of the size and 3-row complexity, but major failures are genuinely rare. Resale is outstanding. Families want used Pilots, rideshare drivers want used Pilots, export markets want used Pilots. High demand means your investment holds up. And for parents specifically, the Pilot's strong safety ratings and family-oriented active safety features give you something money can't fully put a price on: peace of mind. Number 6 is the Subaru Outback, and yes, you could make a strong argument it deserves to be even higher. The Outback straddles the line between SUV and wagon, but for our purposes it absolutely counts, and it is seriously impressive. Most owners report very few serious faults over long ownership periods, and 200,000-mile Outbacks are practically routine. Getting to 250,000 miles is entirely attainable with routine maintenance, and the key there is staying on top of CVT fluid changes. The 2.5-liter non-turbo flat 4 paired with standard all-wheel drive is tuned specifically for longevity and efficiency rather than performance, which means less wear and more miles. Annual upkeep is moderate, and independent shops can handle most of the work. You're not chained to a dealership. The Outback holds value exceptionally well, particularly in snowbelt markets where all-wheel drive commands a genuine premium. Strong safety scores and active safety tech round out an overall package that rewards patient, long-term ownership more than almost anything else in its class. We're at the halfway point, and this is the perfect moment to ask you a quick favor. If you found this useful so far, go ahead and hit that like button right now. It genuinely helps this video reach more people who are trying to make smart, money-saving car decisions just like you. Now, let's keep going. Number 5 is the Honda CR-V, specifically the hybrid version, and this thing is something of a reliability legend. Year after year, Consumer Reports and similar outlets rank it among the top compact SUVs for long-term dependability. There are virtually no chronic issues year after year across model generations, which is almost unheard of in the automotive world. Reaching 200,000 miles is easy in a CR-V, and plenty of them go significantly beyond that when serviced on schedule. The hybrid powertrain adds another layer of efficiency, with regenerative braking reducing wear on the physical brake pads, and the low-stress engine operating well within its limits at most speeds. Routine servicing costs are genuinely low. Major unexpected repairs are far less common than the segment average, keeping total ownership costs in check. The CR-V also happens to have some of the best resale value in the entire compact SUV segment. High demand keeps used prices strong, which means when you do eventually sell it, you get a solid chunk of your money back. High safety scores and widespread availability of driver assistance features can also help moderate insurance costs. The CR-V is simply one of the best everyday SUVs ever made. At number 4, we have the Toyota Highlander, and in hybrid form, this thing is almost unfair. Think of the Highlander as the Honda Pilot's more fuel-efficient, slightly more refined cousin, and one that Consumer Reports consistently ranks near the very top for long-term dependability. Many Highlanders reach 250,000 miles, with hybrids in family or light commercial duty sometimes pushing even further. The Toyota V6 found in older models has a genuinely long track record of reliability, while the 4-cylinder hybrid powertrain in newer versions brings even fewer mechanical failure points into the equation. Hybrid systems reduce wear on brakes and engines, which means predictable scheduled maintenance and far fewer surprise bills. Resale is exceptional. The combination of family practicality, three-row seating, and Toyota's reliability reputation keeps used values extremely high. Strong safety scores make the Highlander a favorite for family buyers, and a vehicle insurance companies generally don't penalize too harshly. If you need space, reliability, and the confidence that this vehicle will simply still be there for you a decade from now, the Highlander Hybrid is a top 4 choice without question.
Number 3 is the Toyota RAV4, and specifically the hybrid version again, and the data behind this one is almost hard to believe. RepairPal rates the RAV4 a 4.0 out of 5.0 for reliability, and ranks it 3rd out of 26 vehicles in the compact SUV class for both low repair frequency and low repair severity. Real-world data and dealer guidance consistently show RAV4s reaching 200,000 miles, with a large percentage going well beyond that. Average annual repair costs for the hybrid version run between $400 and $500, below the segment average by a meaningful margin.
Toyota is so confident in its hybrid components that recent models carry a 10-year, 150,000-mile powertrain warranty on hybrid parts, and Toyota Care covers the first 2 years and 25,000 miles entirely, reducing your early ownership costs to almost nothing. Resale is among the very best in the compact SUV class. Buyers know what a RAV4 represents, and used demand reflects that. The RAV4 Hybrid is practical, fuel-efficient, statistically proven to last, and one of the cheapest vehicles in its class to own over the long term. It misses the top 2 spots only because the vehicles ahead of it are operating on a different level entirely. Number 2 is the Lexus RX, and this is where we cross into elite territory. Year after year, the RX tops or nearly tops luxury SUV reliability rankings. Owners regularly report going an entire decade with virtually no serious issues, which is remarkable for any vehicle, let alone a luxury one. The 250,000-mile RX is not unusual. Many reach those figures with their original engines and original transmissions, which is something you will simply never hear said about a BMW X5 or a Mercedes GLE. The secret? The RX shares enormous amounts of its engineering DNA with proven Toyota platforms. The V6 and hybrid drivetrains are tuned conservatively, prioritizing smoothness and longevity above all else. Yes, luxury parts and dealer labor cost more than mainstream repairs, but when major failures almost never happen, your total lifetime repair spend often ends up lower than what you'd pay keeping a less reliable luxury competitor alive. Resale value in the Lexus RX is elite. It depreciates slowly, holds its value better than almost any other luxury SUV, and makes the 10-year cost of ownership shockingly competitive with mainstream vehicles. Strong safety scores and relatively low claim rates compared to some luxury rivals help on insurance as well. The RX is proof that you can have luxury without financial punishment. And the number 1 SUV that almost never breaks down, the single most reliable SUV you can buy today, is the Lexus NX Hybrid. This is not a close call. In recent Consumer Report-style reliability rankings, the Lexus NX Hybrid is repeatedly highlighted as one of the most reliable SUVs on the entire market, frequently scoring at or near the maximum predicted reliability rating. Let that sink in. Not most reliable luxury SUV, not most reliable compact SUV, most reliable SUV, period. Built on the same Toyota-Lexus hybrid architecture that has proven itself capable of exceeding 250,000 miles without major drama, the NX Hybrid uses a Toyota-derived hybrid system with relatively low-stress engines and electric motors that reduce the number of traditional failure points.
There is no conventional automatic gearbox in the same sense as most competitors, which eliminates one of the most common and expensive failure points in any vehicle. And while Lexus dealer labor rates are higher than mainstream brands, the hybrid system means fewer brake jobs, fewer major engine repairs, and dramatically lower fuel costs over time. When you run the total cost of ownership, factoring in fuel savings and low repair frequency alongside purchase price, the NX Hybrid competes surprisingly well against mainstream SUVs that cost significantly less upfront. Resale is outstanding because buyers understand exactly what a Lexus Hybrid represents. Depreciation is shallow. High crash test performance, advanced driver assistance systems, and a mature active safety stack give it one of the best safety profiles in its class. The Lexus NX Hybrid is the full package: luxury, technology, safety, efficiency, and reliability that genuinely stands apart from everything else on this list.
Now, before we wrap up, I promised you a bonus section. 2 SUVs that look great on paper, come with attractive deals, and carry recognizable names, but have track records that should give any smart buyer serious pause. The first SUV to avoid is the Jeep Grand Cherokee. Particularly any generation powered by complex turbocharged or diesel engines, Jeep has long struggled with reliability consistency, and the Grand Cherokee in particular has a history of electrical gremlins, transmission hesitation, and air suspension failures that can run into the thousands of dollars to fix. RepairPal data consistently places its annual repair costs above the segment average, and the severity of repairs, meaning how serious the problems are when they happen, ranks higher than most competitors. The Grand Cherokee looks tough and capable, and for short-term ownership, it can be enjoyable. But if you're planning to keep an SUV for 7, 10, or 15 years and want to minimize what you spend on keeping it alive, this is not your vehicle. The second SUV to avoid is the Land Rover Range Rover, and this one might be the most important warning on this entire list. The Range Rover is undeniably beautiful, it is aspirational, and it is one of the most financially dangerous vehicles you can buy if reliability matters to you. Independent reliability surveys and real-world owner data consistently show the Range Rover near the bottom of long-term dependability rankings. Electrical system failures, air suspension problems, transfer case issues, and cooling system faults are all commonly reported. Repair costs are not just above average, they can be brutally expensive, with some owners spending more on repairs in a single year than the vehicle's depreciated market value. The Range Rover is the kind of vehicle that looks extraordinary in a driveway and feels extraordinary to drive, right up until the moment it doesn't. For anyone focused on long-term value and low ownership costs, avoid it entirely. So let's bring this home. The difference between buying a vehicle from today's top 10 list and buying something unreliable isn't just about avoiding headaches, it's about money. Real, significant money. Over a decade of ownership, a highly reliable SUV can save you anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000 or more in avoided repairs compared to a problem-prone competitor. Add in better resale value, lower depreciation, and in many cases better fuel economy from the hybrid models on this list, and the gap grows even larger. Reliability is not a small factor in the car buying decision. For everyday buyers, it might actually be the single most important factor. Now, I want to hear from you. Which SUV on this list do you trust the most? Do you own one of these vehicles, and has it lived up to its reputation? Drop it in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now is a great time. We put out content exactly like this every week. Data-driven, no fluff, designed to help you spend smarter and drive better. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.